Welcome to MMA Fancast. My name is Luke, and I'm joined by Justin, the General Patton. Justin, welcome.
Hello, how are you doing?
You're a first-time guest on the show, and I'm thrilled to have you. You have a bantamweight amateur belt coming up here, May 22nd for 247 Fighting Championships versus Cam Alger. And how's training going for that?
Good, really good. I'm feeling good, feeling sharp. Adding tools to my bag, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to do the damn thing.
Well, speaking of your tools and being hard at work training, we're recording this at 8 a.m. and you just finished a training session. So what time does your morning training session start and how often are you doing them? What's your weekly schedule as far as training goes?
Well, it all depends kind of what days of the week it is and what's going on. I normally try to get up and do cardio in the morning. I teach jujitsu at Tuesday mornings. I do Mat Factory Wednesday mornings. Other than that, I'm usually just up doing cardio in the morning to get my calories burning. And then I'll do another training session like midday, and then I'll train again at night. So I'm trying to use my energy wisely, you know, because when you're cutting weight, you're kind of tired sometimes. So I usually just eat a meal and then go work out. So I'm literally like food for fuel. Like it's
Sure.
there's no other reason to eat. It sucks, but it's all right. You know, it's the game.
Well, it sounds like you have the discipline and the knowledge to know how your body works and how nutrition works with that. So that's great. And speaking of discipline, your amateur career started back in 2015. So 6 years ago, you have a pretty full record in the sense of 5-3. So 8 fights. There's a lot of fights at the amateur level. And I know you've been away from it a couple years, and I believe that's from injury. What has it been like the last couple of years from you not being able to fight?
Well, I had like 4 fights, I think, scheduled.
Okay.
I had my pro debut scheduled twice. I had an amateur fight scheduled and another fight fall through. I've been training and putting full camps together during this time. So I just been getting better, leveling up every time. So I have something real special, I think, to show people, to show how much I grew and how different I am. I'm just more educated, wiser, you know, more dangerous.
Well, by your smile there, it looks like you've been enjoying the process for the last 2 years of developing your talent. And obviously, you're pointing out some of the frustrations of amateur or regional pro. And that is, unlike the UFC, nobody's forced to fight, nobody's forced to do a contract. And it sounds like some of your fights fell through unpredictably. So that's kind of a bummer. When it comes to the fact that you've had your pro debut scheduled and canceled twice, what is that like, your mindset? I mean, you're coming into a title belt and a title bout. So is in your mind, is this as important as your pro debut? Where do you kind of put it coming into this fight?
Yeah, it's pretty important to me. It's right in my like backyard. Like I grew up in Plum. The fights in Monroeville. Like, so I feel like I'm fighting. I used to go to Monroeville Mall every weekend and try to get fights. Like it's just another, you know, it's another time to me. But it's cool. I'm excited. It's literally like I think 10 minutes, 15 minutes from my mom's house. So like I'm excited. The fact that it's an amateur fight, it's cool. The title fight makes it more exciting for me because an amateur fight really doesn't do nothing for me. That doesn't get me excited. But the belt kind of does a little bit. So I'm just more excited to show everyone how much I improved. I'm a 150% different fighter than the last time I stepped in there. And anyone that trains with me, anyone that sees me can tell you that. Like I'm different and I'm dangerous. Like anywhere you want to go, we're dangerous. So
I can hear the confidence, and that confidence comes from preparation, right?
yeah,
Confidence is where preparation meets opportunity, and that's obviously where you are. You're finally going to get the opportunity in over about 2 years to get in there. Even though it's not pro rules, because it'll be an advanced amateur fight, it'll give you a lot of opportunity to show off your skills. Now, you mentioned training at both the Mat Factory and the MMA Pittsburgh Academy. I can tell that you're at MMA Pittsburgh Academy now because you are sitting under Kama Worthy's belts, which shout out to him, including the 247 belt directly above you, the white belt above you. Some people may recognize that as one of two belts that Kama Worthy won for 247 Fighting Championships as the first ever inaugural champion for 247. And so what would it be like to you to be able to add to the belt winning that both John DeJesus and Kama and others have brought to MMA, the MMA Academy?
It's kind of a great opportunity. Don't get me wrong, it's an amateur belt, so it doesn't hold the weight. But of course, yeah, I'll see. It doesn't hold the weight as a pro belt, but that's just a step along the way. You know, we're just taking steps to make the right direction to get to the big leagues and get paid and make my name out there, you know, or make Pittsburgh's name out there. So.
Well, it's nice to hear that's only a matter of time. You know, I was interviewing other people coming into this card, and for anybody watching or listening, 247 Fighting Championships is going to have a double header back-to-back show at both 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. On May 22nd. And I think for fans, you might as well just make it your day, buy 2 tickets and spend all day there. Plus, as Justin just pointed out, the Monroeville Convention Center is in the parking lot of that mall, I believe.
It's like 5 minutes away, if not less.
Is it 5 minutes away? I couldn't really tell.
It's not even less. It's probably like a couple minutes.
So it gives people an option. I think food-wise, that's going to be the main thing. If people are there all day, take the break after the 1 o'clock show and go get some food and then come back. When you're talking about getting paid, what do you do job-wise? Are you working a side job, a completely different full-time job, or you work through the gyms?
Yeah, that's all I do here is I coach kids class, jiu-jitsu, boxing sometimes. I really teach wherever they need me here. I'm kind of, I'm like a substitute teacher. Yeah, this is all I do. This is all I ever wanted to do. Since I was 19, I just been training, and I had a job at Applebee's. I was working construction, making good money, and I would go to the gym after work. Well, I got a job right by the gym at Applebee's in Robinson, and then Mark Cherico ended up giving me a job teaching the kids class, and then I kind of never left. I've just been training and working ever since. So
Mark Cherico is a great name from Pittsburgh as well. And you were saying like the Pittsburgh fight level, I think, is going to be seen more and more. So you've been completely surrounded by fighting for how long? How long ago did you go coach, basically coach only?
I walked into the gym when I was 19 years old. Actually, Kama Worthy walked into my work down in the South Side, and my boss said that I was tough, and I thought I was a tough guy. And Kama was like, "Come down to the gym." I'm like, "All right, I can fight. Like, I'm no bitch." And I went down there, and I got my butt beat a little bit, but I realized that I love this shit, and I just been training since, dude. So Kama kind of saved. He never lets me forget it, for real. He kind of saved my shit because I wasn't headed in the best direction. And MMA they say MMA saves, and it really does. Like it steered me like the right way, at least, saved me from jail and other things.
Well, I think that's a message that's very important to get out there. I mean, obviously you're saying it, and you've explained, and you've said that many MMA fighters at all levels have said that. What do you think is the part that helped you or guided you the most away from a life that would have ended you up in jail? What about MMA do you think?
Just the discipline and the time it takes. I don't have time to be out fucking around. Sorry. Out messing around, getting in trouble and stuff. You got to be in the gym. You got to be up early. You got to be ready to go. If you're out messing around, you're going to be getting beat up in the gym. You're going to get beat up in fights. You know what I mean? So as long as you keep it, the discipline really is what it is.
Yeah.
Discipline and thinking clearly. It kind of like clears your mind, makes everything goal oriented.
Sure. That discipline and that focus is super important. I think that's what a lot of people find lacking when, like you said, when they have too much time and they make poor choices. So it's about the discipline and the focus. Another thing is talk a little bit about what it's like to get into the family of MMA gym wise. And I know that's a word that we use a lot, family, but I know training gyms and centers really do become your family. So what was it like finding your home at well, at both of your gyms now? And how is that supportive of you as well?
Well, everyone that I train with is really cool, and well, I mean, we text each other, we talk, we BS and shit. They're just like your family, like your cousins, your brothers. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's shit. I mean, we're just like they help you cut weight. That you need a ride somewhere, someone will give you. It's just like the camaraderie, I guess it is.
Sure.
People go out of their way to help you. Like I'm not used to that. You know, I'm used to people wanting stuff that but in MMA, people will give you the shirt off their back if you need something to train in, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool. And all the people at our gym, we might not have a big fight team, but we're all bangers and we're all tight as fuck. Like it's I'm sorry, tight. We're all tight. My mom told me I'm not allowed to swear. We're all tight, like we're super close knit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're just, you know, we're like family for real, for real.
Well, that really is a powerful endorsement of MMA and really all the levels and different aspects. I think jujitsu tends to have a very welcoming, even if people don't do full MMA, you know, obviously a lot of people get connected to support and to the discipline and the training in jujitsu if they don't like the striking. So there's a couple different things out there that can really help people. You mentioned being bangers, and obviously Kama and his brother Chaka are known for their striking. How is it like sparring with them? You're implying that you're known for your striking as well. So what's it like going with them in training?
Oh, it's rough. I'm not gonna lie to you at all. It is like look at my eyes. Shaka got me last night. Um, it's a tough time sometimes. It's not always fun. You know, you give and you get. You know what I'm saying? You got to bite down and go. But that's the thing. They make sure that there's no punk in you. There's no. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm in here with some of the best strikers in the U.S. in the area. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really worried about that. I go down to the mat factory for my grappling. It's some of the best grapplers in the country. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working with the top level in both aspects. So that helps your confidence a lot. You know, picking up stuff. Like I take Kama's kickboxing class with normal people, like everyday citizens. And he teaches stuff that's like out of this world. Like I every week I pick up something from him or from the Mat Factory grappling wise that I add into my bag of tricks that it's world class knowledge, you know? So and that's all MMA is about knowing what to do and making the right decisions, you know? And being in
Absolutely.
shape, of course, but
Well, that's the thing, you know, I think that goes a long way to you making, like you said, the change in your life and better decisions is because MMA is based on having knowledge and making the right decisions in the cage. And then that also extends outside of the cage, which is so valuable as well for you. So as you train for, and you've mentioned several times in this interview so far that you feel like you have so many weapons and you're so much better than you were 2 years ago in your last fight. What does Cam Alger mean to you, or what type of study have you done on him? And what do you see? How do you see the fight going there for you, May 22nd?
um he offers me the show that I'm not just like that I'm a well-rounded fighter. Like everyone sees me as a striker. I don't see myself as a striker. Like I don't. I started off, I think, being decent at grappling, and then I just didn't leave my striking gym, which made me a better striker. Like I could have went to a jiu-jitsu gym, or I could have went somewhere else and got my grappling better. But I knew what I needed to improve on, so I stayed here and got my butt kicked for how many years and got better at it. Because it's everyone wants to take the easy road and just leave and do what they're good at. No, you got to improve on what you're not good at too. So that way you're well rounded. I'll take it wherever I need to win. That's what I was telling a couple of dudes I train with. If you can out punch me, I'm gonna out kick you. If you can out kick me, I'm gonna out punch you. If you can out strike me, I'm gonna out grapple you. Like, it's not. I'll take you in deep water wherever you don't want to go, and we'll go there. And I'll drown you. Like, but what Cam offers me is just like to show everyone that, like, he's 4-0. He's a good amateur. He's strong. He had good wins. I'm gonna show everyone what I can really do. And I see him coming out hard. Like, I see him coming out strong in that first round, throwing big overhands, trying to shoot for his takedowns. He might get one, you know what I'm saying? I might stuff a couple, but eventually he's gonna get desperate and he's gonna run into something really hard. So we'll see. I can't tell you what it is yet, but I kind of know what it is.
Okay. Well, you can tell me afterwards, like Jorge Masvidal when he faced Ben Askren, and later, I'm sure you've seen that, later released the videos of him training the specific flying knee, because everybody thought, oh, he just caught it, he just got lucky, and he's like, oh, no, look, I actually trained for this. So there's a lot of exciting things that go on behind the scenes in training camp that you're not going to put out there publicly, which is obviously understandable. Justin, you brought up a really good point. I always try to educate the fans. That's why we're called MMA Fancast, people that like MMA, but maybe aren't as aware of it or skilled in it. And one of the things that you brought up is that for a fighter, you can't fight alone. Like, you need a partner. You need an opponent in there to show off how good you are. And obviously you've been going there for a couple of years without having to fight. And I think that's something that's so valuable. Sure, you're going in with the confidence that you're going to beat Cam, but you also respect the fact that you need Cam, who's 4-0, who has a good record, who's got active fights and is coming. People are interested in him. You need Cam because otherwise you're in the gym doing your stuff and nobody can see it. So exactly. There's a big part of that in fighting I think people don't always see is it's a sport where you need that other person to be opposite of you or else the sport's not happening, so that's
you need a fighter that fights. Yeah,
exactly.
And he's gonna bring it. Like, I've seen his fight, he brings it. Like, he comes strong, but he fades. So we'll see we'll see how it ends up, but I got some shit for him.
Well, it'll be very exciting. Talk a little bit about cardio. I mean, I think we bring it up in almost every interview, at least I do, and it's the one thing fighters and coaches both say is the only thing that you can control in a fight is your pace and your cardio and how you respond, right? Can't always figure out what they're going to do. So when did you kind of learn that cardio was going to be important for you? I know you've had a long amateur career now, many years. So talk about that a little bit.
I found out that cardio was important when me and Shaka would go however many rounds in the gym, and I would get tired and he would beat my ass for the last 3 or 4 rounds. For real. He's like the cardio dog. Like, he does not get tired. So he's kind of the one that, like, you better get on your bike and start running. You better get on the stepper. You better go do hill sprints. You better, you know what I'm saying? So I do a lot of running. I do a lot of the stepper at the Planet Fitness. I'll do interval hill sprints with shadow boxing and stuff. So I try to mix it up and get my cardio in wherever I can. I'll do bag work and stuff too, So it all depends. But he's kind of the one that showed me, like, if you're tired, you're slow, you're sloppy, you get beat up, So
well, big shout out to Shaka as well. And it really does show how training partners make other training partners better. That's not the first time you've heard people credit other training partners for a skill, or in your case, the value of, the value of cardio. And Shaka is also scheduled for May 22nd as well. Basically, 247 Fighting Championship took every fighter that's a Pittsburgh area or even somewhat Pittsburgh area fighter and put them all on the same day. And I really think it's going to be an historic day in Pittsburgh. The first time there'll be 2 fights on the same day, which is super exciting. They had done a card right around Thanksgiving. That was 2 cards, back to back around Thanksgiving, but I think this will be super exciting. As we wrap this up, why should fans come out and watch you on May 22nd?
Because I can guarantee you that no matter what happens, it's going to be violent and it's going to be fun to watch. Like, no matter what, I'll go in there and die if I have to. It doesn't matter. I'll kill, I'll die. I'm ready to go. Like, it's going to be violent and it's going to be fun.
Well, I don't think there's any better invitation to come out and watch you than you saying it's going to be violent and it's going to be fun. So thanks so much. Speaking of fun, it's been great having you on the show. I hope to have you on again in the future. So thanks so much for coming on MMA Fancast. And I can't wait to see you in action fighting Cam Alger for the belt there, May 22nd for 247 Fighting Championships. And tickets are available. People need to be going online, or are you selling tickets too? Okay.
Hit me up for tickets. If you need tickets, hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Cash App. No, I'm kidding. But just hit me up anywhere and I'll get you tickets. I'll meet you wherever or whatever, you're available. Just let me know.
Absolutely. And that's a good reminder to anybody who's going to be coming to the fights. Buy tickets through fighters. It really helps the fighters. So buy them through Justin, buy them through whoever you know. And even if you don't know somebody, contact them. They'll be happy to sell you tickets, even if they don't know you. So thanks so much for coming on the show. Best wishes to you. Can't wait to see you in action May 22nd.
Cool. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.